Well, I'm getting ready for turkey season.
Are you?
Yes, sir. It's going to be coming in for long
It'll
now.
be here before we
Y'all
know
be
it.
hunting
In
turkeys here in just in a few
a
days with
few
it.
days,
If you go to
just
Mississippi
across
with the
state
youth,
line
that's
here.
right.
Yeah. So Eddie, what you do when you been after that turkey all morning? He done went and got henned up now.
You know, that's a tough turkey right there. But a lot of times I'll go out there. If I fool with him earlier that morning, and he gobbled real good, and he walked off with a bunch of hens. That chances are you could probably kill him if you can get him away from the hens. Well, 10, 11, o'clock, sometimes at 12 o'clock, they look around and all them hens is going out especially in the early part of the season and started laying eggs. So, a lot of guys, when they get through hunting the first hour and a half, they don't hunt no more.
Right.
So I've actually killed a lot of turkeys that go out there. And what I do is just, get started. I'll set up. Of course, this is an old aluminum box right here that is real loud, but I want to call on something real loud because where they can, I actually cover more ground. They can
Covering a
hear.
lot of ground that way.
And but what I do actually is I take a pair of snips. I keep me a pair of snips, and I'll make me a blind, and I'll make it big enough that because I'm gonna say a lot of people don't realize it, but probably 3 out of 5 times, I'm gonna say that 3 out of 5 times you'll be thinking that you call into a turkey, and then all at once you ain't heard one gobble or nothing, but 3 out of 5 you hear one, and he'll be coming in there strutting.
Keeping that
And,
mouth
and,
closed.
and what maybe he got beat up on the last time
Yeah.
he was in there. And but if you got you a blind, what built that gives you a chance to, if you set in this way, give you a chance to move around and maybe shoot him over here. Where if you just sitting up against a tree,
Yeah.
he's gonna pick you out. And but I've killed a lot of turkeys on up at So don't. I'm just saying, don't give up at daylight. After if it they end up, and then a lot of times too, I go in there in the afternoon. That's a good thing about Alabama and Mississippi or so. You can go in there at 3 o'clock in the afternoon and get in there pretty close to where he roosted at that morning.
Right.
And you call, and a lot of times the more turkeys will roll right on in there with you. I've killed a lot of them in the afternoon.
Yeah. What about? Do you use blinds other than them brush blinds very much?
Oh yeah. Now, especially youth season coming
Yeah.
up. I'm gonna throw a blind up, and I'm gonna be hunting with my grandson. I'm gonna actually be hunting around Tallahassee, Florida, and we'll be in a blind, and he can eat a Pop Tart, or he can eat a cookie, or we can get away with movement, and where basically if you wouldn't have that blind, that turkey you would never be able to get.
Right.
And he actually uses like a cogwheel, tripod.
Right.
We set that little. He's got a little Stevens 410 with, he's got one of them red dots on it. And I'm laughing now because last year we got him up in Kentucky, and we had one of the biggest gobblers you ever seen in your life come there and hit that decoy and got on top of it. And he sits there, and his battery gone bad on his. He didn't have no dot on his battery on his little red dot.
Hurt his feelings, didn't
Yeah, well, that's something you ought to make sure before you go out there. And if you hadn't changed it, I would recommend it from last year, the year before, change it and put your new battery in there. But anyhow, he had to try to adjust down. He could see the turkey good in his little scope there,
Yeah.
But he judged and shot, boom, and old turkey said, he gobbled. He touched nowhere around him, and he took off. And then, but we went and bought him a battery, and but the next day we couldn't get on the turkey, but we so that there didn't come back. But we just hunted a couple of days and come on back from Kentucky. But last year he killed a turkey in Florida, had about 1.5 inch spurs. But we had him in a blind. I had him in a blind at Kentucky, but he's killed 3 now. And he'll tell you he's turkey man. He said he's turkey man 3 because I got his other brother's turkey man 2. So I got me some turkey men coming up here. So, but that's the important about it. All I can say right here, if you don't have a child, go borrow one from somebody and get them into the woods. And and also it don't hurt. I tell you, one of the best hunts I ever had was with an 82-year-old man. is he killed one, and he never had killed a turkey before. And when he killed a turkey, I was bringing him back, and they laid him down, and tears was coming down his eyes right there. I said, "Why are you crying for?" I said, "You ought to be happy." He said, "I am happy, son," but he said, "I'm 82 years old, and why didn't I start turkey hunting 40 years ago?" He said, "My life is gone." And if you think about it,
Right.
it's tough like that. But man, I appreciate y'all talking with
we
me,
appreciate
man.
you being here.
But you know, the one thing too is I always say learn to run. You know, run 2 calls at one time. I mean, I got an old box I've been running right there, and what do you think about that old little Luma?
That's a nice call, man.
Well, one thing about it, you can really locate turkeys with that volume. You can, you know, and sometimes I've been in the woods. I've noticed I've called, you know, with a mouth call. And can't make turkeys gobble with that and take that old box. And it's just a little bit, I reckon that aluminum, it's just a little bit different wrinkle.
Just different
It's
enough.
kind of like going bass fishing. You ain't going to go with one lure. You're
No.
going to take a tackle box.
Yeah, you're gonna
So
have
why
it
not
full.
take several turkey calls? Of course, it sounds like, well, Eddie Salter trying to sell a bunch of turkey calls. No, I want you to kill turkeys. And sometimes it takes several different ones. And, you know, I'll take and run a slate call and a mouth call together. And and I was showing them boys earlier, when that turkey's hung up out there, and I'll keep saying it again, I've killed a pickup load of turkeys by using a fighting purr and take it, and I'll take it and run it with two strikers. And it sounds like a water turkey, and take your hat off and beat your legs right there. And that gobbler that's hung up, he can't handle it. He's going to come check you out.
He's going to come in there and aim at
And he wants to come in. They do a lot of fighting, and it works better than the first part of the season, too.
Yeah.
Well, man, I appreciate you having me on right there.
I
And
appreciate you.
yes, sir. Well, y'all keep doing what you're doing and keep
doing
talking
fine.
about turkeys, and y'all have good luck this spring.
This video has been brought to you by Happy Hollow Outdoors. Come find your happy place at 985 9th Street West in Red Bay, Alabama.